You know, it's kind of a funny thing, you know, reviewing fragrances and even reviewing smell for that matter, because that's basically what fragrance reviews are. We are taking a look, dissecting, giving our thoughts and opinions about a certain fragrance and a certain smell and what it really reminds us and brings to us. And it is very interesting when you sort of think about it that what we do as fragrance reviewers is almost like a paradox, if that makes sense. Ties our emotions almost directly to our sense of smell, and you know, certain smells, certain aromas can even elicit very, very strong emotional reactions. It may trigger a memory, it may bring you to some place, and this is a very, very interesting sort of phenomenon that occurs within the human brain. You know, this sort of idea of a smell bringing us to a different time and a different place, kind of unexplored, you know, we don't really know too much about this. So to try and explain this whole sense of smell to another person via a different medium can be quite difficult at times. To be able to create a image in someone's mind of a way that something smells through, let's say, video or in a visual platform, it just doesn't really work. You know, it's hard to sort of cross over between a sense of smell and the sense of sight. This is what I'm going to be trying to accomplish with this review today. You're going to have to trust me. I'm going to take you on a journey. Just sit back, relax. I'm going to try and explain as the best of my ability Serge Lutens' Chergui. Now let's get on to the smell. This fragrance has really spoken to me and takes me on a journey and actually brings me to a very, very specific place, which I will get into here very, very shortly. But initially, what everybody talks about this fragrance, this is a tobacco fragrance, yes, and that is the highlight, that is the note that is put on the pedestal above all these other notes that are sort of supporting it and surrounding it. So yes, you do get a very nice tobacco in here, but this actually takes tobacco a little more in the powdery direction. Now, this may put a lot of people off in the initial opening, as it did me for the first couple times I wore it. It is quite powdery up top, and people say it smells like baby powder. I wouldn't say it's that extreme, but you do definitely get a very powdery, tobacco-y scent. It's almost sticky, quite balsamic textured in the opening, almost has this humid type of a smell to it. I guess that's sort of like a damp-ish tobacco feel with this powderiness in here. You can sense that there are some heavier notes underneath, i.e. the amber and the honey, but those will start to come up a little bit more towards the dry down. And also to my nose, I get almost a brightness in the opening, which is very surprising. Chergui actually features a hay note, which I think is actually fantastic. Very, very rare that you see hay used in perfumery. And I think that note really makes this fragrance shine. It adds this dry, how do I put it? This dry, almost like this straw-like effect that really complements this damp powdery tobacco very, very nicely, and you sort of get a duality of these two things. So you get a nice edginess, dryness almost from the hay mixing with this dampness from the tobacco. So I find this fragrance very, very interesting and unique. As it starts to dry down, the tobacco never really leaves it. The powderiness, the powdery aspect never really leaves it either. But what does start to happen is this turns into one of the most gorgeous amber fragrances I have ever smelled. The amber and also honey starts to come in. There are a couple other notes, but mainly that's what I get is a very nice ambery, powdery but smooth honey scent with a tiny bit of tobacco in there. It just smells fantastic. It's very, very rich, has some depth to it. It's cozy and it's warming. And actually what this really, really reminds me of is kind of settling in on a nice winter's day. It's just starting to turn nighttime. Maybe you got a fire going in the fireplace. You're with your significant other and you're just sort of cuddling together by the fireplace, being warmed, and you're wearing Chergui from Serge Lutens. This is such a cozy, warming, rich fragrance. It has an elegance to it. It has a sophistication, but also very, very casual. This fragrance has quite a low energy to it. It doesn't smell very active. It does smell very much relaxed and calm almost. This is almost like a tranquil scent, you know. It kind of puts me in that very calming state of mind, which I really do appreciate. So the fragrance, guys, overall, to put it in simple terms, it is a tobacco fragrance with a powdery opening and a dampness as well, mixed with hay, and then turns into a very well blended amber and honey fragrance. I think it's fantastic. Now, performance with Chergui was quite interesting to me. This is one of the very rare fragrances that I actually go anosmic to, or nose blind, as some would say. There's been several instances where I think it's completely gone, but people say it's extremely strong. I know this fragrance has undergone several extensive reformulations, should we say, and it may not be the strength that it once was. However, my skin longevity, I can say, it has always been very nice for me. I get 10 plus hours out of this fragrance, which I think is great. It lasts as long as I need it to. And the projection is a quite interesting thing. I've had times where people say it is filling the entire room, the entire house where I was at, and I could hardly smell it. So very, very interesting how this scent seems to really travel a long way. I'm going to say, though, at least on off skin, I think for me the projection is relatively moderate to slightly below. After the first couple hours, it really dies down into a nice ambery, warm skin scent. So performance, I don't have any issues with. I think it fits perfectly for a very close encounter sort of situation. Now the seasons, I think this is a 2-season fragrance, most definitely fall and winter time. I think I would reserve this for indoors, mainly just because I don't think it has the projection to really contend with the cooler temperatures that you may experience outdoors. And I think it just is fantastic for a very casual evening indoor, maybe at a date setting. It does have a little bit of a romantic side to it, I think. So that's the occasions that I best see Chergui being worn. I think also casually it could work very, very nice for you in that. As far as other people liking this one, it's been a little bit of hit or miss. If you don't like powdery fragrances, this one may throw you off a little bit, even though the powderiness does kind of leave it eventually. But that's what I'm going to say. I have only received a couple compliments with this fragrance, so nothing too crazy, but I do enjoy it in that aspect. So where does that leave us with Chergui? I really have a lot of respect for this fragrance and a lot of respect for the house of Serge Lutens. They just make fantastic fragrances, and I think this is the epitome of what a tobacco scent really can be. Taking it in a neither feminine or masculine direction, I think, is just a very, very big feat for the parfumier to pull off, and I really appreciate that. Overall, if you're looking just for a fantastic tobacco fragrance, I would highly recommend that you check out Chergui from Serge Lutens. Alright guys, I want to get real with you for a second here really quick. It has been quite a year for me. A lot of things have been happening in my life as of recently. A lot of great and amazing new things have come up for me in my life, and I'm very, very happy to explore all these new doors of opportunity and these windows of opportunity that have just graciously opened up for me. I must say I've had quite the time with you guys, and on the channel Tripleinc, let me just say it's been an absolute blessing. All of you guys have been so supportive of me, all my subscribers, all my viewers. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for just being there with me for this past year and a half. It's been some of the best times of my life. I've had an amazing time filming and putting out these videos, and I've made some of the best friends that I have in my life right now in the fragrance community. I think it's just been a fantastic thing, and I'm just so thankful for it, so grateful for all the support that I've had from day one, and just been grateful that I've had this opportunity to share with you all my fragrance journey. I've learned so much, I've come so far, and I just really want to say thank you guys for that. It's the dawn of a new day in my life. The sun is just beginning to rise for me, and I'm really ready to explore this next chapter of my life. I'm very much looking forward to continuing my videography career into video editing. It's a passion that I've really discovered since I've been doing YouTube. I found that I love filming and I love editing videos, and I really want to sort of use YouTube almost as a stepping stone and to sort of take this and run with it as fast as I can. If you're interested to join the Patreon team, I will leave that information linked at the end. I'm still going to be doing a few things for my patrons on that channel. Really would like to give back to all those who have given so much to me. And I really hope that you guys had as much fun on this journey as I have. It's been an absolute blast, and we're leaving on a high note right here. Can't say enough. So this is going to be goodbye for now as I enter the next step in the next phase of my life. I want to thank you guys again for joining me on the journey, and this is Tripleinc signing off.